a little kangaroo court for it,
Yep.
Let's get into another one here. All right. My 09 is a three-sport athlete who loves all three, hockey, lax, and soccer. Last week, we received 3 emails about dedication to the team from coaches who all believe that kids should be multi-sport athletes. You and your prestigious guest talk about every sport in its season. He is on the right team for each sport, challenged, having fun, and growing. Question, you guys, your guests, all of these coaches see it the same, yet nobody is creating a culture that allows it. How does it change when no one wants their elite team to be the one that shares players?
Great, observation. It's a great observation because this is exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
So personally, I would allow my players to miss if they played soccer or football up until
for the fall season.
Thanksgiving. Yeah. That's what but after Thanksgiving, they were mine. So if you missed for anything else, so that's the problem. You can't play basketball or whatever. Maybe you can play basketball at different times, but
yeah,
you can play
practice for it.
No. So I would allow that.
Mm-hmm.
But that was, maybe 5 years ago now. You know what I mean? Maybe 4 years ago. So I understand this dilemma, and BY, I'm interested to hear your take on it, but I do feel it's easy to say, tough to execute, even as a coach.
Right.
Because you want to win, you want your kids at practice so that you can accomplish what they want to do and what you want to do and what you want. So when the kid comes, for the game, he doesn't know, the D to D to wing to net front D is what we're trying to do. And he's a D and he's, not expecting that pass to go weak side wing. It's yes, it is a little frustrating, but if you preach it and they will be better for it, like you mentioned, all our guests, like we stress, multi-sport athletes will be better hockey players in the long run. So as youth coaches, we have to be better at allowing them to miss if they are playing other sports in that season. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only time it really is a crossover is really the fall, right? Because once the winter hits, you're not playing really baseball, lacrosse. Maybe you're doing some extra stuff, like if you got indoor hitting practice or something, but that's all kind of out of season extra work, right? So I agree with you. I think that's I've had kids, plenty of kids playing football, flag football, different things like that. I mean, I've had a parent come up to me and hey, my son's he's playing basketball for his school. Is it okay if he misses a couple practices on Monday nights? And I'm like, have at it. He's skating all the time. It really doesn't, I think these kids are on the ice plenty. And it doesn't really faze me. You get to games and things like that. I would hope during the winter months, if your kid plays basketball too, and, you're paying close to $5,000 a year in hockey, you'd be choosing to go to hockey. But yeah, I think as a culture, as coaches, as adults, we've got to, I think what you just said, Motts, was perfect, right? You're in the fall. I get it. You're going to miss, for lacrosse or things like that. I'm sorry, not lacrosse, for soccer or, football or something like that. But then I also see the side of it too. Let's say that the kid's playing tackle football and he's a bantam or a peewee. That's a long physical days.
It's exhausting.
I've
dealt with that too.
That kid's beat up. When
I told the dads, I'd be like, don't bring him to practice because they were trying to make both.
They're trying to do it all. Right.
I'm like, just let him rest, play his sport. It's going to take a little longer for him to get his skating legs, but we understand the situation. Right?
Yeah.
But that's tough.
It's tough. And I mean, I've also seen coaches make decisions based on that too.
I know. Right? And that's the problem. I think this is really where the question or kind of the whole topic comes into play because, a lot of coaches will hold it against you, even though it's like I said, it's easy to say that they want a multi-sport athlete, but yet when it comes down to missing time, they hold it against them.
Right.
which is so hypocritical. Like exactly what I just said is hypocritical, and that's exactly what I've seen coaches do. And I just chose not to do that because that's what I said. I just wouldn't penalize someone for missing a practice or a game because of certain times during those, out of hockey season sport. So
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think it's on us as coaches is to set the precedent and talk to our talk to the families and the kids during each season. Like I said, I think it more impacts the fall. I've had kids miss games for flag football and things like that, and I don't have a big problem with it. Like they have so many games, and it's like how I kind of look at it too is like, if we're missing one guy, it's more ice time for everybody else.
Yeah. And also, like, so the person didn't leave a name, but I actually would call, talk to the coaches in whatever season you're playing, whether it be soccer, hockey, or lax, and actually voice this concern. If you're getting those emails, and like they're preaching the right things, which is the right thing, but yet you feel that, their actions are not following up on what they're saying, just I would call them out, not like in a bad way, just be like, all right, this is how I'm reading the situation, and this is kind of what I've heard from some people like the Rink Shrinks,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
no, but anyway, just actually have a conversation and then make them aware that you're aware of what they said.
Right.
Really, that's all it is.
Yeah,
because then they'll feel a little bit bad about holding it against your kid if he misses for something.
right. No, that's good one.